Have you ever had a moment where your body just felt different, but you couldn't explain why? Maybe you're going about your day, but something deep inside feels off. Not in a scary way, just unfamiliar. Like your body knows something before your mind does. You're not sick, but you're not your usual self either. Your energy feels low, your emotions are more sensitive, and things that once felt normal now seem strange. It's like your body is trying to whisper something to you, even if you don't understand the message yet. For many women, these quiet changes are the very first signs that they might be pregnant. And if you listen closely, your body will often tell you long before any test does. So let's talk about the early signs of pregnancy you should never ignore. Number 1. Extreme fatigue. This isn't your normal, I stayed up too late, tired. This is a heavy, deep, full-body kind of tiredness that doesn't go away even after a good night's sleep. You wake up feeling drained. Simple tasks like getting dressed or making breakfast feel exhausting. Some women find themselves taking naps in the middle of the day or falling asleep earlier than usual. This kind of fatigue is very common in early pregnancy and is caused by rising levels of progesterone. Progesterone helps your body support a pregnancy, but it also slows down your system, making you feel sleepy and low energy. Your body is working behind the scenes to grow something new, and that takes more energy than you might think. So if you're feeling unusually tired for no clear reason, your body might already be doing something amazing. Number 2, sore or tender breasts. One day, your favorite bra feels just fine. The next day, it feels too tight, uncomfortable, or even painful. That sudden soreness or sensitivity in your breasts can be one of the earliest signs of pregnancy. It might feel like the kind of tenderness you get before your period, but more intense and longer lasting. Some women describe it as a heavy, aching feeling. Others feel sharp tingles or notice their nipples becoming extra sensitive. These changes happen because of hormone shifts, especially the increase in estrogen and progesterone, which cause more blood flow and tissue growth in the breasts. It's your body's way of preparing for a possible baby, even if you don't know it yet. If this tenderness feels new or different, it might not be just your cycle. It could be something more. Number 3, light spotting or implantation bleeding. Imagine you see a little bit of pink or brown blood and think, "Oh, my period is starting." But then, nothing happens. That small bit of spotting could actually be implantation bleeding, which occurs when a fertilized egg attaches itself to the lining of your uterus. It usually happens around 6 to 12 days after conception, and is often one of the first signs of pregnancy. Unlike a period, it's very light, maybe just a few drops or a faint stain, and it usually lasts only a day or two. Many women mistake it for the beginning of their cycle or think it's just a weird month. But if you've had light spotting that felt unusual and you're also feeling a little off in other ways, it might be your body quietly letting you know that something new has begun. These early signs are easy to miss because they don't shout, they whisper. They show up in small ways, in tired mornings and tender chests, in brief moments of confusion or curiosity. But when you pause to notice them, they start to make sense. Your body is wise. It remembers. It prepares. Even before you take a test or speak the words out loud, your body might already know. Number 4, feeling nauseous or sick around food. You don't have to be throwing up every morning to be experiencing morning sickness. For many women, it's not dramatic. It's just a lingering, uncomfortable feeling in your stomach. You might feel sick right after you eat, or you might wake up with a strange queasiness even before breakfast. Some women say they get a wave of nausea just from walking into the kitchen. And oddly, it's not always food that triggers it. Sometimes, it's just a smell, like your shampoo, the trash can, or even your partner's cologne. This all happens because of a hormone called HCG, which rises quickly in early pregnancy. It affects your digestive system and your senses at the same time. One woman said she couldn't even open her fridge without feeling like she might throw up. She'd been totally fine the week before. If food suddenly makes you uncomfortable, or your stomach just feels off in a new way, your body might be adjusting to something it hasn't told you about yet. Number 5, mood swings or feeling extra emotional. Have you been crying at small things lately? Or maybe getting frustrated more easily than usual? Mood swings are one of the earliest and most common signs of pregnancy. You might feel perfectly fine one minute and then tear up over a song, a video, or even a kind word from someone. And sometimes you might feel a little overwhelmed without knowing why. These changes aren't random. They're caused by rising hormone levels, especially estrogen and progesterone. These hormones affect the part of your brain that manages mood, which can make your feelings feel bigger, faster, and more intense. One woman said she cried because her husband made her tea and didn't even know why it touched her so much. Another said she got angry over a sock on the floor and then laughed at herself for it 5 minutes later. If you've been feeling unusually sensitive, it's not just stress. It could be your body quietly working behind the scenes. Number 6, a metallic taste in your mouth. This one surprises a lot of people. You might suddenly taste something metallic in your mouth, even when you haven't eaten anything unusual. Some women say it's like sucking on a coin. Others describe it as a bitter or sour taste that doesn't go away, no matter what they drink. This strange symptom is called dysgeusia, and it's caused by hormonal changes that affect your taste buds. It can show up early, sometimes even before you miss a period. One woman shared that her favorite orange juice started tasting like chemicals overnight. She switched brands, cleaned her glass, but nothing helped. It wasn't the juice, it was her body reacting to the new wave of pregnancy hormones. If you're suddenly tasting something strange in your mouth that doesn't make sense, it might be worth paying attention to. These signs aren't loud. They don't stop your day. But they do make you pause. And when you pause, you start to notice something feels different, something smells different, something tastes different. And all those little somethings might be your body telling you it's already begun a new journey. Number 7, sensitivity to smell. Have you walked into a room lately and been overwhelmed by a smell no one else seemed to notice? Maybe it's the smell of your own perfume, food cooking, or something as simple as laundry detergent. And suddenly, that scent feels too strong, too sharp, or even makes you feel sick. A heightened sense of smell is a common and very early sign of pregnancy. Your body is increasing estrogen, which affects your olfactory system, the part of your brain that handles smell. It can make normal scents feel extremely intense. One woman said she had to throw away her shampoo because the scent, which she'd loved for years, suddenly gave her a headache. Another said she couldn't walk past the garbage can without gagging. If your nose is suddenly picking up things more sharply than usual, and those smells make you uncomfortable, your body might be reacting to early hormonal changes. Number 8, frequent urination. Have you found yourself needing to pee more often than usual, even though you're not drinking more water? Frequent urination can actually start very early in pregnancy. It's not just a third trimester thing. After conception, your body increases blood flow to your kidneys to help remove waste more efficiently for both you and your developing baby. Also, your uterus begins to swell slightly, which can lightly press on your bladder. One woman shared that she suddenly had to wake up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, something she never did before. It was such a small change, but when she added it to the other signs she was feeling, it made sense. If your bathroom habits have changed, and nothing else in your routine explains it, this could be your body's way of adjusting early. Number 9, bloating and light cramping. Have you been feeling puffy or bloated lately, even if you haven't changed your diet? Or maybe you've had mild cramps, just enough to make you think your period is coming, but then it doesn't. Bloating and cramping are very common early pregnancy symptoms. The hormone progesterone slows down your digestion, which can cause your belly to feel full or swollen. And your uterus is already starting to prepare for pregnancy, which can lead to light, period-like cramps. They're usually mild, more like a gentle tugging or aching than sharp pain. One woman said her jeans suddenly felt tight around her waist, and she couldn't figure out why. Another said she kept waiting for her period to start because of the cramps, but it never came. These symptoms can feel exactly like PMS, which makes them easy to miss. But if they're showing up with other unusual changes, they could mean something else entirely. When you're in tune with your body, these quiet signs become easier to notice. A new smell reaction, a sudden trip to the bathroom, a weird pressure in your belly. They may not seem dramatic, but they matter. These small shifts could be your body's way of preparing for something much bigger. Number 10, changes in discharge. This one doesn't always get talked about, but it's something many women notice early on. You might start to see more discharge than usual. It may look creamy, milky white, or feel a little thicker than what you're used to. This happens because pregnancy causes a rise in estrogen, which increases blood flow to your pelvic area and stimulates your body to produce more cervical mucus. This discharge is meant to protect the uterus from bacteria and infections during early development. It's usually odorless or mild and doesn't cause itching or irritation. One woman said she kept checking for her period, but all she noticed was a steady, wet feeling she hadn't felt before. If your discharge feels different, stays consistent, and is showing up with other signs, it could be your body's early response to pregnancy. Number 11, feeling emotionally sensitive. You might feel like your heart is closer to the surface, like your emotions are stronger, and everything touches you a little deeper than usual. This isn't just mood swings. This is emotional sensitivity. You may cry more easily, feel overwhelmed in busy places, or need more quiet time than usual. The hormone changes in early pregnancy, especially rising estrogen, can make your emotions feel more intense. Some women say they cry during songs or feel emotional while reading simple texts from loved ones. One woman shared that she felt deeply moved when a stranger smiled at her, and she didn't know why she was suddenly so emotional. These feelings are real, and they're not weakness. They're your body's way of adjusting to big internal changes. If you feel like your emotions are softer or more sensitive lately, listen to that. It may be a meaningful sign. Number 12, feeling dizzy or lightheaded. Have you stood up and felt like the room spun for a second? Or needed to sit down because your body felt suddenly unsteady? Dizziness or lightheadedness is another early sign of pregnancy. It can happen because your blood vessels are expanding to help carry more blood to the baby, which lowers your blood pressure slightly. At the same time, your blood sugar might drop more easily, especially if you're not eating regularly due to nausea or appetite changes. These shifts can make you feel off balance. One woman said she had to hold the wall while brushing her teeth because she felt like she was swaying. Another said she started feeling faint during hot showers. If this feeling is new for you and keeps showing up, even gently, it could be your body's early adjustment to a pregnancy it hasn't announced yet. Each of these signs is soft. None of them are loud or dramatic, but they come from deep inside, where real changes are already happening. When taken alone, they might not mean much, but when they begin to connect with other signs, a quiet picture starts to form. Pregnancy doesn't always begin with a test. Sometimes it begins with awareness, with little signs your body gives you when it's just beginning to grow something new. Number 13, constipation or slower digestion. This one is a little less talked about, but it happens more often than you'd expect. If you've been feeling backed up, bloated, or just like your digestion is slower than usual, it might not be something you ate. It might be an early sign of pregnancy. That same hormone we've mentioned before, progesterone, relaxes your muscles, including the ones in your digestive system. As a result, food moves more slowly through your body. You may feel fuller longer, experience gas or bloating, or notice that your bathroom routine has changed. One woman said she couldn't button her jeans even though her eating habits hadn't changed. Another mentioned feeling like her stomach was heavy even when she hadn't eaten all day. If your body feels slower and heavier in this way, it could be another quiet message worth noticing. Number 14. Vivid dreams or strange sleep patterns. Have you been having intense dreams lately? Maybe dreams that feel more real than usual, or that stick with you after you wake up? Some women describe their dreams as emotional, strange, or even symbolic. Others say they wake up multiple times during the night or feel more tired even after sleeping longer. These sleep changes are linked to shifting hormones, especially during the early stages of pregnancy. Your brain is processing a lot more, even if you haven't consciously acknowledged it yet. One woman said she dreamed about holding a baby night after night before she ever took a test. Another said she felt more connected to her body during sleep, even though she couldn't explain it. If your sleep feels different, whether it's deeper, lighter, or filled with unexpected dreams, your body could be responding to something it hasn't told you yet. Number 15. A deep inner knowing. This might be the quietest, yet most powerful sign of all. It's not physical. It's not something anyone else can see. But it's something many women feel, a deep inner sense that something has changed. You might not have any symptoms you can name. No spotting, no nausea, no breast tenderness. And yet, something feels new, different, like you're not alone in your own body. Some women describe it as an emotional shift. Others say they simply felt connected to something, even before they had a reason to believe they were pregnant. One woman shared that she started placing her hand on her belly without thinking. Another said she felt a sudden softness in the way she moved and spoke, like her body was preparing her heart before her mind caught up. If you felt that gentle inner whisper, that quiet intuition that something is growing within you, it matters. It's valid. It's real, even if you can't prove it yet. All 15 of these signs may show up differently for every woman. Some will experience many. Some will experience only one. But none of them should be ignored. Your body is constantly working to protect, prepare, and guide you. And when it starts to change, even in small ways, it's worth paying attention. So what should you do if you've noticed some of these signs? First, don't panic. These are early signals, not conclusions. The most powerful thing you can do right now is listen to your body. Take a moment, reflect, maybe track your symptoms, maybe take a test when the time feels right. But most of all, treat yourself with care. Pregnancy is not always a dramatic announcement. Sometimes, it's a quiet transformation, one that begins long before you see 2 lines on a test, and you are already doing something powerful just by noticing. If you've experienced any of these signs, don't ignore them, but don't be afraid of them either. Trust your body. It knows what it's doing. And if you are on this journey, no matter where you are right now, I'm cheering for you. If any of these signs felt familiar, if you've been wondering quietly in your own heart, you're not alone. Tell me your story. I'm listening.